Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.
You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Wednesday, the 21st of August. PM Modi embarks on key visits to Central European countries, Poland and Ukraine. Taliban bars UN Special Envoy Bennett from Afghanistan, accuses him of spreading propaganda. And rights groups critique Nepal's newly endorsed Transitional Justice Bill. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarked on a two-nation visit to Poland and Ukraine on Wednesday. During his three-day visit to the Central European countries, the Indian Prime Minister made his first stop in the Polish capital, Warsaw. His visit to Poland is the first by any Indian Prime Minister in 4 decades and comes at a time when both countries are marking 70 years of diplomatic relations. In a statement before departing for Warsaw, PM Modi described Poland as New Delhi's key economic partner in Central Europe. Our mutual commitment to democracy and pluralism further reinforces our relationship, he added. Following his visit to Poland, PM Modi will travel to Ukraine at the invitation of Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. The Prime Minister's visit to Kyiv will be the first by any Indian Prime Minister since the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. PM Modi stated that during this visit, he looks forward to building upon earlier conversations with President Zelensky on strengthening bilateral cooperation and sharing perspectives on the peaceful resolution of the ongoing Ukraine conflict. As a friend and partner, we hope for an early return of peace and stability in the region, he added. A bus carrying Pakistani pilgrims overturned in central Iran, killing 28 passengers. The event marks the 40th morning following the martyrdom of Imam Hussain. Moving on, Pakistan's Karachi, which was once known as the City of Lights, is now in disarray. Frustrated citizens of the city have been expressing their anger towards the heaps of trash piling on the streets. A report.
People in Karachi city of Pakistan have voiced their frustration over the persistent issue of garbage accumulation on the streets, making them unable to pass through it. Residents say that the waste remains uncollected for months, leading to unpleasant odors and contributing to a range of health problems. They have requested the government to address this urgent issue and consider the well-being of the people residing in the city.
उसके अलावा महीनों में कचरा उठाया जाता है, बहुत स्मेल आती है, कचरा उड़ता है, आवाम बहुत परेशान होती है, या हमारे भाई खड़े हुए हैं बहुत परेशान होते हैं। बहुत हमने रिक्वेस्ट करी है जो कचरा उठाने आते हैं, क्या ये हमारी दरखास्त हुकूमत से ये है क्या ये कचरा कुंडियों पे गौर करा जाए। यहाँ की जो है ना ये बहुत मतलब मुसीबत है आवाम के लिए।
Residents have long blamed that the Pakistan government is hardly bothered about their plight. Already tainted by a relentless spree of crime and violence, Karachi is facing a slew of problems ranging from an unplanned urbanization to an enormous influx of population.
Accusing United Nations Special Rapporteur Richard Bennett for spreading propaganda, Taliban on Tuesday imposed a ban on him from entering Afghanistan. Bennett was appointed by the UNHRC in 2022 to monitor Afghanistan's human rights situation after Kabul fell to Taliban over the previous year. Bennett has repeatedly said that the treatment of Afghan women and girls by Taliban could lead to a crime against humanity. Taliban administration has said that they respect women's rights in accordance with Sharia law and told that Bennett would not be allowed to enter Afghanistan, a rare public barring of a foreign official. 3 years into their rule after foreign forces withdrew, the Taliban have not been formally recognized by any foreign government. Foreign officials, including Washington, have said the path towards recognition is stuck until the Taliban changes course on women's rights, having barred most girls over the age of 12 from schools and universities, banning women from parks, and stopping most long-distance travel by women without a male guardian. Moving on. The Women's T20 World Cup scheduled for October has been moved to the United Arab Emirates from Bangladesh. The World Cricket's governing body, the ICC, said on Tuesday. The decision was made after several participating countries issued travel advisories for Bangladesh, effectively preventing the country from hosting the tournament. Travel advisories from the governments of a number of the participating teams meant that hosting in Bangladesh wasn't feasible. However, they will retain hosting rights. We look forward to bringing an ICC global event to Bangladesh in the near future, ICC Chief Executive Jeff Allardyce said in a statement. The South Asian nation has been rocked by political turmoil and violence in recent weeks. Bangladesh's Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina fled the country earlier this month amid the protests, and an interim government led by Muhammad Yunus has taken charge. However, the interim authorities have yet to fully restore law and order in the country. And days after Nepal's lower house endorsed the transitional justice law, right groups expressed concerns, stating that despite several positive provisions, the act is flawed. In a joint statement, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch and the International Commission of Jurists said that the bill adopted by Nepal's parliament contains elements that could undermine a successful outcome. Highlighting the shortcomings in the bill, they noted that while the bill had the support of Nepal's three largest political parties, there was little consultation with civil society, victims, or their families who hold a range of views on the legislation. Certain provisions create a significant accountability gap for many crimes under international law, including possible crimes against humanity and war crimes, contrary to Nepal's constitution and its international legal obligations, the statement by the rights groups added. The long-awaited transitional justice law, which is a major demand in the Himalayan nation, could help advance justice, accountability and redress for the widespread human rights violations and abuses committed during the 1996 to 2006 conflict. The bill is yet to receive endorsement from the upper house of Nepal's parliament. Sri Lanka's former president Maithripala Sirisena has settled in full the 100 million compensation for the victims of the 2019 Easter Sunday bombings that killed 270 people, including 11 Indians during his tenure. This comes as the country's Supreme Court ordered him to pay the amount for his negligence in preventing the country's one of the worst terror strikes, despite having credible information of an imminent attack. 9 suicide bombers belonging to local Islamist extremist group linked to ISIS carried out a series of devastating blasts that tore through 3 Catholic churches and as many luxury hotels, killing nearly 270 people, including 11 Indians, and injuring over 500. Sirisena was also the Minister of Defense at that time. The attack stirred a political storm as the then President Sirisena and Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe were blamed for their inability to prevent the attacks despite prior intelligence being made available. A presidential panel of inquiry appointed by Sirisena after the attacks ironically found the then President guilty of his failure to prevent the attacks. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.
Tag TV brings you daily news bulletin from India. Breaking news and views from India.